Class, hello and welcome to our next topic. So, we've done line channels or what we call non-erodible channels. So, now we'll discuss on the next part of our design process, which is erodible channels naman. So, bale, the next phase. So, you've done with your lined ones, and we'll follow with our unlined canals. Unlined, erodible, earthen, it has different names. So erodible channels, now these are conveyance structures that are excavated in the natural earth. So commonly are soil, sand, gravel. Okay. The difference here is if it's a rock wall, okay, so you dig a canal, then you specifically choose larger rocks to line your channel. It's a lined channel. It's a non-erodible canal, so to speak, in terms of classification. Erodible channel, it's really unlined. So the difference here is it's a lot more susceptible to scouring and erosion. And the erosive factor here is your flowing water or your runoff, or again, the water that flows through it. So some of the examples that you'll commonly see are earth ditches or farm ditches. So ito na yung conveyance from the secondary canal to your farm plot. So bale, the last stage of water conveyance from your diversion canal or from your irrigation canals. And again, your natural rivers and streams. They follow this. So in designing uh, unlined canals, earthen canals, same pa rin ang ating governing equations. It's the same thing. It's still Manning's equation. Again, the difference between these two, one is presented in Q and the other one is in V. It's up to you which you will use. Okay, they both will yield the same answer. So we have again no, in our unlined or inline lined canal, you have two schools of thought, your minimum permissible velocity and your best hydraulic section. For for an unlined canal, you have two as well. You have your maximum permissible velocity method and your tractive force method. So the general consensus is your Froude number should be less than or equal to 0.35. So if a Froude number is less than 1, subcritical flow. And that's what we want, subcritical flow. But for a line canal, our consensus there is that Froude number should be above zero point 0.6 to zero point 0.9 or somewhere around 0.75 to inhibit the growth of vegetation. In this case, ang guidelines is Froude number that's less than 35 so that you reduce the risk of erosion or scouring because we don't want our canals to be scoured every now and then. So, for our design, we'll focus mainly on max PV or maximum permissible velocity as it's the one used in PAES. The attractive force method is a bit complicated, to be honest, and it's already in a higher level. When you reach land and water conservation, then you probably need the next concept or the tractive force concept. So for now, we'll focus on max PV. So the step one is to determine the max velocity and your bed roughness. So this is table one, maximum velocities of different types of materials. You can see this, or you can look this up in PAS 216, 217. So this is just a few of the examples for a rock material. You have a max PV of 2, clay zero point 0.9, sandy 0.45. That's just some of the examples. As to why the max velocities are like this, it can be explained more on a different. There's a graph for this. Okay, there's a Yulstrom diagram or Yulstrom graph, which tells you the relationship between particle size and velocity. But you have to get to land and water conservation to get that. So for now, the table is given. Use it. So that's on your velocity. And for that one, you go to your next table or your table two, your mean roughness or your N, depending on the strata and the conditions of your channel. So if it's a stream that's straight with no wind, this is your roughness. This is just a part of the table. Okay. Sa paes daghani. It's a long table. So next step is to determine your bottom slope, or you're given a bottom slope and a side slope. So again, your side slope is defined by this table. Same na paes. Bale, kanina, okay, it's table 1 here, table 2, and your table 3 is on your side slopes. Again, side slopes are defined by your angle of repose. So your next step here is to compute your hydraulic radius, your R, using your Manning's equation. Basically, this equation is just the Manning's equation. Ano lang, in-isolate lang CR. So, if I have this equation, if I isolate R on one side, it's this one. They're the same thing. It's the same equation. So step 3 is you solve for A because you have your design discharge. You find A and you find B. So determine your A based Vmax. Again, you've solved this in step 1 here, your max velocity. So that's your Vmax. Q is usually defined by your design. Okay. I want to design a farm plot, unknown design or unknown dimensions. You usually have Q given. And compute for your wetted perimeter. Most of the time, earthen canals are trapezoid or triangular. Okay, it can never be rectangular because of the inherent property, which is your angle of repose. So that's why the trapezoidal area and trapezoidal perimeter is essential. So step 5 is to solve your equation simultaneously. You have your A, BD plus ZD squared, or B plus Z D multiplied by D, and your wetted perimeter. So when you say solve equations simultaneously, you have two equations, two unknowns. So usually it's A, you may substitute sa B or sa P because it's difficult to isolate the square root function. Again, no, since you have A, you have P, your unknown is always BD because you have Z, which is given in table 3, and your unknown is always PD. So two equations, two unknowns. Then you do your check Your V actual should be less than or equal to V max. Because if your actual velocity is higher than V max, then you have to redesign. But your Q actual can be higher or equal to your design. And lastly, your general consensus. FR is less than or equal to 0.35. Then after you've done your check, you add your freeboard from your Q actual. So again, so let's do a sample exercise. So sample one, an unlined irrigation canal is to be excavated in loam soil. So again, that's clue number one, loam soil. The canal must deliver a Q value of 2.8 cubic meters per second or Qmax. Okay lang yun, Qmax. On a bed slope of 0.00075. The max PV here, so it's already given here. Okay, so in this example, max PV is given 0.8 meters per second with a Manning's roughness of 0.25. It's a trapezoidal canal with Z 1.5. So again, your unknown is B and D. I'm not looking for freeboard. Okay, I'm just looking for B, D. Okay, so let's try and solve. Okay, so for now, so to start with, now let's do our usual initial calculation. It's usually given. I'm given you 2.8. Okay, I know you're used to writing with the units. I'm not, but I'll try to. I hope you have because I'm really not used to. So, but it's the inherent problem with empirical formulas because you cannot derive them. So let's say if you go back to the equation, okay, V is 1 over n r cubed f I cannot find the unit of this by just adding the value and then canceling them out, or canceling the units. Okay, I can't do that. But I know that for Manning's equation, if everything is in meters, if the distance is in meters, okay, so my dimensions is meter. If B and D are always in meters, and Q then will always be in meters per S. So that's because this was done empirically. Okay, so ang what Manning's did is he he took samples of every possible lining, every possible bed, and just tested it every single time. So it took years of laboratory work and research until he got his. Because the Manning's equation is from Chezy's equation, but Manning's wanted it to be a lot easier so that he has a table. So that's why we use his equation. Again, going back, so we have a given U and V Z and our N. Okay? So again, let's go back. Our step one, A. Always. That's our step one. Not exactly always, but it allows you to find the critical values that are needed, which is A and B, so that you can solve simultaneously. So, ang mangyayari, you have A equal the formula, B equal formula, and then you'll get your answer. Step one, we'll find A. So, A is Q over V max, which is around 3.5 meters squared. So, that is just your 2.8 divided by zero point 0.8, 3.5 meters. Again, no, I will do no round-offs in majority of my calculations. So my round-off should only be on the final answer, which is B and D. Move this here for a bit so I'm centered as I'm doing. Step two is to determine our R, or our hydraulic radius. So determine R. So R is defined by quantity Vmax multiplied by N over square root of S 3 over 2. So square root of S is just 1/2 and R 2/3 if you, since you, let's say you have R squared on the other side, right? If you divide everything. So mangyayari is to remove that, to remove that 2/3, you have to multiply it by its reciprocal. So mawala siya. So now you have your 3 over 2. So I'll give the formula so you don't have to bother with deriving. So that's R. What's your Vmax? 0.8. What's your N? 0.25. Square root of 0.00075. 3 over 2. So that gives me with an R approximate value of 0.6241 something. Then I'll save this in my A. Okay, let me just verify here. 0.8 multiplied by 0.025 square root of 0.0075 3 over 2. Okay, saved in my calculator. I'll save this as my A. So again, if you want, you can follow along with the video. And if you're not there, you can pause and try to locate the value. Step 3 is to determine our P. Now, what's the value? What's the equation for R? R is A over P. We have R, we have A. So we can solve for P. So P is just A over R. So that is that's 3.5 over 0.6241 or A. So P is, I'm gonna highlight this R. So I know that's my needed value. I'm gonna highlight this A. So I know that my P is 3.5 divided by answer. So that gives me a value of 5.6081. I'm gonna save it to my P. Okay, so I'm gonna give you time so you can solve along. I hope you do, because This is one of the harder ones to design because you have to do this simultaneously, unlike with the first one, line canals, where you have different options for approaches. So with line unlined kasi, it's really almost the process is almost the same. It's always two equations to others. So again, I hope you've saved your progress. So again, I've highlighted my values here. So one of the steps that I can suggest for you guys is I normally use two different pen colors, blue and black. I know you're used to using blue because of their guidelines here, but if you only write the blue as your primary values, black for your solution, allows you to see the answers, allows you to find them quicker. Okay, blue is only for the final answer na final. So you can use black. So that, oh, I know this is black, so it's the tawag dito, it's the solution. Okay, so I can find easily my problems. So now that we have the value of P and we have the value of A, I can now substitute those. So that's step 4, substitution. So what's my A formula? A is BD plus ZD squared, and P is B plus 2D plus Z squared plus 1. I substitute my A, I substitute my P, and Z. We're given Z. And we have our Z value. So you substitute that one. So let's work with A first. Okay? So A is 3.5 equal BD plus 1.5 D squared. So that's 3.5 B, B plus 1.5 D, 3.5 over D, B plus 1.5. That leaves me with B equal 3.5B minus 1. Okay, so I hope you followed. So I substituted 3.5 and Z. I factored out the D because they're the common one. So I can remove the D from B on this side, this first one here. So I'm left with, so I factored it out and I divided it both sides. Bali 1 over D, 1 over D. So I can cancel this D and it gets carried over to this side. So that's why I have 3.5D plus B plus 1.5D. So I hope that you have brushed up on your algebra. Okay, so if mag-transpose ka, okay, supposedly transpose is not a thing. Okay, you're supposed to add a negative value to remove that thing and then add that same thing on the other side. But we're used to transposition in in our habits. So remember that when you transpose, it gets a different sign. So now B 3.5D is equal to B is equal to 3.5 over D minus 1.5 D. So this is now my, let me change this one. This is now my first working equation. I know that B is equivalent to 3.5 over D minus 1.5 D. So I'm gonna go next to P. Okay, so I'm gonna take note of this green highlighted one. Okay, I'm gonna take note of that. P is B plus, okay, sorry, apologies. I'll just go directly. Okay, so I'm gonna focus here. I have a P value, which is B. Okay, so I'm gonna denote that as red. B equal B plus 2D square root of 1.5 squared plus 1. So 1.5 squared plus 1 is a long value. Okay, it's a long value. Am I using the right Z? Okay. Okay. If you now because the square root, I forgot the term for radicand. The radicand, tama ba? Please correct me on our lecture. Because I know it's a radical. The thing is radical. So if I simplify it further, I get B equal B plus 2D square root of 13 over 2. Okay. Coincidentally, it's square root of 13 over 2. Okay. So if you go to square root of 1.5 squared plus 1 is square root of 13 over 2. I can cancel out 2. I am left with B equals small b plus d square root of 13. Okay? The reason why I simplify this because I want to move this green highlighted function or equation to my perimeter equation so that I only have one unknown because this equation here, okay, this blue equation is still two unknowns, B and D. So we want to use that relationship that we got from before, from the area, and substitute it to the P so we can have one unknown only. Okay? So I hope that you're able to follow. You're still able to follow. I hope you're solving it on your own as well. Like following. No, not just, you know, 1.5 sa YouTube. Okay, so I know that this is my small b, this green equation, and this is my perimeter on this blue equation. Okay, so I'm going to maintain my notation that red b is my value for p. Okay, I'm gonna retain that concept because again, you're not, okay, wala tayo round off. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this. You can do this in the exam. You can have a different colored one so that it's easier for you guys. It's okay. Okay, so let's substitute this b value to our p value. So that gives me with b equal, okay, take note of it first. B is equal to, okay, I'm gonna denote blue, okay, I'm gonna set this as blue so that you're able to follow the progression. Okay? Plus d square root of 30. Okay, so now we have three colors. B, red B is your value for perimeter. So it's a real number. Blue, okay, the blue denotes your A, and the black one is the one that's left from the perimeter equation. So this blue function right here is the same thing as this B right here. Okay? Ito yan. I just substituted the value. Okay? So now you can solve. You have one unknown. How do you do it though? Quadratic equation. But we're not gonna do that. Come on. Okay? Dili ta mag-quadratic equation, okay? Dili pag-solver, ha? Please, ayaw i-solver in town. Okay? Don't do solver. As we'll see later as we continue or progress in our solutions, okay? So let's go back to this equation. Let me just clean this up. So this is our focus here, this equation, this tricolor of equation. I don't like this denominator. I want to remove it, okay? So I'm going to multiply both sides by b. That gives me with d, b, cancel, cancel. 3.5 minus 1.5 b squared plus b squared. Oh, sorry. It's supposed to be black. B squared square root of 30. Okay pa? Okay, I hope you are solving on your own. Okay? Okay na? So, anong sunod na mangyayari? Okay? So, I'm gonna clean this up a bit. Okay? I'm gonna clean this up a bit. You can now combine these two. Okay? You can now combine these two because they are the coefficients of a square variable b. So now we have to remember the formula or the form quadratic equation is coefficient x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now, you have to learn what its form is on your calculators. So in my calculator here, it's in ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So that means I have to write my equation in that form. Some calculators may present them differently. So please learn. I know Canon does it differently. And I know some of you guys are using tech. I saw one person who had a Texas Instruments. Good for you. So I'm gonna clean this up a bit. If I combine this blue highlight here, I will get, okay, what will I get? Just i-add nyo lang. Just put it on your calculator. Negative 1.5 plus square root of 13. Ignore the d squared. Add the coefficients first. So you get 1ax squared. Okay? You get that ax squared. So the one that will show on your calculator is going to be plus negative 3 plus 2 square root of 13 over 2. Do not carry over the plus sign. Okay? Ayawin mo ang negative. Okay? Because the numerator is a term. Okay? When I was solving this, I had an issue. So don't do that. Just retain the plus and copy what's the result on your calculator. So it's plus negative 3 plus 2 square root of 13 over 2. Ayaw i-decimal. Okay? Ayaw i-decimal. It's a lot easier if you put it this way. I don't know. If you like writing 9 decimal values. Okay. It's good for you guys, but I find it easier if I do it like this. So this is now my first value. Then I retain the 3.5 equal dB. So now, as you notice, okay, just clean it up a bit. Clean the equation. My form is in ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So that means the form of my equation should follow this one. What's my A? This is my A. What's my B? This is my B. This is my C. So I'm gonna set that to different colors. So this is C. This is the B. And this is the A. One of the things I would suggest is for this square root function, save it as C or any blank variable you have on your calculators. And it's negative 3 plus 2 square root of 13 over 2. And I will save this in my C. Ako ni siya i-save sa C. Don't confuse it sa C. Okay? Don't confuse that one. I'm saving it in my C, in my calculator. And substitute. Yun lang. Substitute on your equation. What's your A? It's the one I saved in my C. What's my B? It's this one. But it has to be negative. Why? Because it's on the left side. Ako siya ibalhin, ngayon mo siyang negative. And my C is my constant. 3 point. Let the calculator do the work. You will get what will you get? You will get two D values. You'll have D1, which is, I don't know, kamo bahala. Okay? Depende kung sa unang magawa sa inyong calculate. D1 in my case is 1.6654 meters and D2 is 0.9982 meters. So what's the predicament here? Sir, duha ka value ang igawas. Puro logical. Yes, so that's why dili pwede mag-solver. Because in solver, you'll only get one. In this case, you have two logical and reasonable depth values. 1.6 is a reasonable depth. 0.9 or a meter is a reasonable depth. They're all positive values. So I cannot disagree for the other one. I cannot disagree for, I cannot just say D2 is wrong. I cannot say D2, D1 is correct. We have to have a proof that this is what we'll use for our design. But before we get to that, what's unknown? We still have an unknown value, B. So for D1, let's solve for B2, B1. Solve for B2. So how do you do that? Use your area equation. B is equal to 3.5 over D minus 1.5 D. Or you can use this one. It works either way. Kamu bahala. But for B1, you'll get negative 0.3965. And for B2, you'll get 2.0093 meters. So now, it's logical. Kita ko na. It should be this one. Because we cannot have a negative measurement. We cannot have a negative dimension. So that's your final answer. So ito lang yung is a square. So I know that D is 0.9982 and B is equal to 2.0093. Ito lang. So this is now your final answer. Okay, sorry. D is equal to 0.9982 or 1. B is equal to 2. Again, I hope you brush up on your algebra because this is algebra talaga. Okay? You can pause the video and go it back, write down, any way you want. Okay, so we'll proceed. Okay, so next exercise, okay, the next sample, okay, let's do another example so that you have a different guide on how these problems are sort of given or provided. So in this case, an unlined lateral canal was excavated in sandy loam soil. The existing dimensions of the canal are given as follows. B is equal to 2.5, Z is 2, and S is 0.005. You have a max PV of 0.75 meters per second and an N value of 0.02. In this case, local farmers operate with a depth of 1.2 meters. So their operating depth for their canal is at 1.2 meters. calculate the actual velocity of the flow at their operating depth, and we are to check if the operating depth will prevent scouring. So normally these types of questions are mostly seen when you're evaluating current systems. So say naanay lugar, naanay irrigation. So let's say we're tasked with evaluating are they using it properly? This is the type of question or problem that you will encounter. Like feeling mo mali yung ginagawa ng farmer. But you can't just say that to the farmer. If you provide them with hard facts, or if you just provide them with like, no, you're wrong, kasi tirohon ka dito. So, we're to provide them with actual facts. It's a lot believable. Again, we are engineers. Right? We are to design based on science and engineering concepts. That's what we're here for, to provide engineering solutions. So obviously, since this is a sample exercise, obviously you can already see that, oh no, it's a wrong flow, a wrong depth. But let's try and solve. Okay, I'm gonna bring back the solution pad. Let me just make a new one. Okay, so that's our given right there. Okay, I have the given here. V is 2.5 meters, Z is 2, S is 0.005, V max, D actual, and N. So, i-verify muna natin. Okay? Let's go solve the first question. Check if the actual mean velocity, what's the actual velocity that the farmers get, and is it within our design mediums or design limits? So again, step one, calculate V actual. How do you solve? Mannings. Walay line. Walay line. V, 1 over N, R 2/3, S 1/2. Ah, wait. Okay. So V is just 1 or 0.020, 2.5, 1.2 plus 2, 1.2 squared. Oh, I hope you're familiar that the numerator is A, so it's BD plus ZD squared. Okay? Even tanan, unknown lang ang V. So V actual is 0.9208 meters per second. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a bit of time to solve it on your own. So I'll also do it here on my calculator at the same time. Now again, I just want to reiterate, okay, or remind you guys that your calculator works on PEMDAS. So, I always try to follow the proper parenthesis so that it doesn't have errors along the way. Okay, and I'll store that in my A. Check stores A. What's our Vmax? 0.75. So that means the farmers are doing it wrong. Since V actual, since V actual is greater than V max, therefore will scout redesign. Okay, so now if we're tasked with the evaluation of the system, what do we tell our farmers? Ito dapat ang safe depth sa inyong operation, sir. So our task is to find our safe depth now. Okay, go back to our problem. What is the max allowable depth? Okay? What is the max allowable depth to prevent scouring? Parang BD lang din. BD ra gyapon nato ipakita. Okay? Again, no, after nito wala. Okay na. Tapos sa video. So let's finalize this one. So, our next step is to find safe depth. Vmax, of course, we know this one as 0.75. So again, remember, what's our first step? Find R. Okay? So that's the actually first step. It's step 4 in this case. So step 4 in this case, sir, need ba namin mga step? No. Okay, no. You don't need to. But it's a good way to practice yourself, okay? So that when you're presenting your solutions or when you're writing your solutions, it's a good habit to have so that I have sections, portions, in which saan ako nagka-problema. And I can easily find, okay, by putting them in steps, I'm able to retrace steps. I see the problem. It's here. The problem usually is you're solving here bottom, then you're solving at top. Asa man akong gigamit na equation or asaan. So, I do this, okay? Obviously, when I was an undergraduate, I didn't do this, okay? But as you go along, when you're practicing your training and everything, this will flow naturally in time. So I hope you explore that type of thing because especially on your board exam solutions. Obviously, wala solution dito, but it this is what we call slow is fast and fast is steady. So I'm good with that one. I think I got that one wrong. Okay. So please don't. I'll remember the proper term later on. So again, so let's continue this one. So again, find R, which is your hydraulic radius. So now, instead of us finding V actual, ang ano na po sa atong equation is R. What's sa atong R value, or what we call our R safe. So you can do the equation I showed before. You can use the Mannings. It's the same thing. Okay. So let's say I do this with Manning. So same lang din. V 1 over n are 2/3 S 1/2. Then I convert instead of unknown ang V, unknown ang R. So it's 0.75 1 over n. Okay, mali. Diretso ko na. 0.020 R 2/3 0.0005 1/2. We find an R value. It's the same thing. Hindi rin pwede pa solver. Kaya isa naman ang variable. Although it's raised to a fraction, since we only have one variable, okay lang. So you'll get 0.54942 something. And I'll save that to my P. Okay, I hope you followed. I hope you were following. And you solve your A and your B. Okay, I hope you're following. Solve for A, solve for B. Or you can do it directly. Pwede din. If you solve A, you get the B is constant anyway. So you can solve it there. Easy. But the problem is, you wala kay A value because you're not given Q. Okay? Remember, we're not given Q. Okay? Let's remember our constraints here. In the initial steps, it's finding A and B. So there must be a value for A and there must be a value for B. How to find A is Q over V. Do we have Q? We don't. This is our only given values here. So that means if I don't have A, I can find B. So now what? We have to check, okay? We have to check our givens. We're given B. So that means I have B already. So instead of doing this the usual way where we find A, the equivalent, if you remember, if you find your A, then your BD plus ZD squared. I have Z, okay? Let's check. I have Z, unknown on B. You have B, which is given, but you don't have A. So, dili ka mo gamit sa equation na manginahanglan og A. So, what are we supposed to use, sir? This one. You have this. You have solved for an R value. And what is R? Again, remember, R is A over B. So that means I don't need to, but sir, ikaw rin nag-ingon. Dili ka mangita og equation na A. But I know that A is equivalent to this. And I have these values. So I can immediately go straight there. R, BD plus ZD squared plus B plus D C squared plus 1. Diba? We have R. Remember, R is saved in B. Okay? So again, using that same notation that I did kanina, 2, sorry, B is equal to, what's our B? 2.5. 2.5 D plus, what's our Z? It's 2. So it's 2D squared 2.5 plus, say ano what's this? 2D square root of 5. Now, let's focus on this one. Kasi dito usually nagkakalito. If we look at this, 2D square root of 5 is basically 2 times D times square root of 5. So that means I have 2 constants and 1 variable. Combine them or simplify them. Kumbaga, you can write this as 2 square root of 5, which is the coefficient of a variable D. It's 2 square root of 5D. Or, kasi again, no, in our notation, dili ta mag-round off. So if you write this in long form, you're solving this on the long form. Okay, so remember that one. Okay, now, sir, pila ano? Sara, B. Ang problema, na kay D sa denominator. Napod kay single variable D and a quadratic D. So that means you have to write this whole equation now. Okay? You have to write this whole equation in quadratic form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the trick in this problem. Okay? So obviously it's if you've done differential equations, then it should be easier. But okay, let's begin. Let's focus on this highlighted yellow. Okay? So I'm going to recopy that one. Again, I'm gonna keep that notation. This time, I'm gonna make the numerator below and the denominator black. Okay, this is our focus. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is our focus. So copy this one, then do the algebra. If you can follow through, follow with me. You can pause the video to do it on your own, then play it again to see if you got it right. Okay, so let's begin. I'm gonna first cross multiply. That gives me with b quantity 2.5 plus b 2 squared 5 b equal to the numerator. Okay. So the reason why I've done this different color so that you can easily follow what happened to the different values. Asa ni siya nagkadto? Asa ni siya gikan? You can easily find this. You can do this on your solution. I'm okay with it. And just know that uh, sana di kayo maligaw. Okay? So we can already see what we need. Okay? Nakikita na natin ang ating mga kailangan. Okay? So remember our form? AX plus BX. So let's try to analyze. Asa ang x squared? Kanira. See here? This is the only x squared we have. That means A in the equation is already 2. Okay, let's check our x or b. We have this function right here. This term, sorry, these two terms right here. b 2 squared 5 and 2.5b. So we combine those two. Okay, you combine those two. How I would do that, sir? Solve them separately. So I will combine these two first. Ako sa combine. So I only have one value. And then, subtract the other one. So bale, ang may tabuhan retain kaning B, 2.5 plus becomes B 2 square root 5 B minus 2.5 B. So I can isolate the coefficients. That gives me with a value. Sorry, I have to continue this one. Sorry, I have to continue this one. Okay? So now that you get this value, I'm gonna save that value into C or a variable C in my calculator. Okay? So that means this becomes B 2.5 plus or minus. It's minus. Pwede sa inyo makuha, it's minus. Or, if you're unsure, just copy the plus and then put your variable. And the variable is negative 0.042. So, plus minus, negative. It's the same. C, sorry, D equal to 2D squared. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite my equation to have ax plus bx plus c4. That gives me with 2d squared plus c d minus 2.5, oh sorry, should be black, minus b times 2.5 equals 0. Okay, again, let's trace. This one is this one. Bakit siya positive? I moved everything to the right. So, from here to here. That's why this becomes plus. So that's why this term now is now plus, because if I move this to there, negative becomes positive. It becomes plus CD, and this one becomes negative B times 2.5. And you just plug this in your calculator, and you'll get 2 D1, which is 0.8181 meters, and D2, which is negative 0.8395 meters. Yep. So in this case, diretso lang, logical solution. That the depth actual is this automatic. Okay, wala man tayong negative na measurement. So again, that's your actual depth. What's the thing that was asked? Max allowable depth. So I'm not asking for anything else. So on your final answer, D max or actual is 0.8181. So all that, sir, for one answer. Yeah, ganun lang talaga siya. So again, thank you for listening. I hope that you practice. Okay, I hope you practice this one because after your laboratory exercise 5, which is design of line canals, you'll do this one. And yeah, thank you again. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. And I hope see you on the next meeting.